Crazy. Beading with Sherri.
Hey.
So here's the thing. And the reason why I said that way, and the reason why I was even saying, like, yeah, I'm gonna capture this because I just realized something, and I just asked you, like, are you beading? You're like, yeah, and I just realized that beading. This is definitely in this whole like vein, you know. So that immediately hit me because what do you beading there is taking beads and one by one, you know, building a necklace, building a you know, beads, waist beads in this case.
Yeah.
When you think about that one by one thing, you're building one increment at a time. I think that that's something that you can use because beading is not only something that you can look at literally, but you can also look at it metaphorically too.
Right.
You know, you could be beating your life together in different ways. I think you should, think like keep that in your back pocket because beading with Sherri is where it's at. Is where it's at.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this works much better. I'm super happy. So this is the stretch cord that I was buying yesterday when we were talking because the other one was too big, but I can't even, like, these are so small that my finger over it won't even show you how small these beads are. So wait, let me show you this way. Can you see?
Okay. Yeah, I can see them.
They're
Yeah, I see.
tiny.
They are tiny.
So
They're those ones you don't want to, you don't want to waste because you'd be picking them up for 3 hours.
3 hours. And the only way to get them up is the vacuum. The only way. So but
is
I
there
wanted
such thing
to
as a bead? Is there such thing as a bead vacuum?
man, not that I know of, but you know, I'm still new to this, so I can't even tell you.
Okay, well here's the beautiful part about you being new to this. Figure out do some research and document this process in a very simple and easy way. Figure out what's the most convenient little vac out there. And then that's the vac that you buy and that you endorse for when you knock your beads over, because everybody gonna knock their beads over at some point.
Everybody.
So again, boom. And again, remember top down, all of these ingredients fit in one category. That category is lifestyle.
For sure. I just finished taking the pictures of all of my craft store haul yesterday.
Love it.
And I did a live this morning in the group, not on my page, unfortunately. But I did a live today.
Okay. A beading live?
Yeah, it was more about my haul.
Your haul?
So, you know, they call it, like, I learned this from my 22-year-old. They're like, oh, my haul at Goodwill. So HAUL, like all the stuff that they were able to buy.
Got you. Okay. Oh, sweet. So you talked about your haul, your bead haul yesterday?
Yeah, my craft store haul. So this is gonna be pretty.
Right.
You see it?
Yes. That is beautiful. What is Sherri, what does it mean? What's the first thing that comes to mind if you're beading with Sherri, but it's talking about putting the beads of your life together one bead at a time?
Yeah, so one bead at a time at this point in my life is really looking, like, intentionally reflecting on where I've been and where I want to go, and then tying that into where I am right now. I'm not even the same person I was. I can say literally I'm not the same person I was 3 years ago, but I'm definitely not the same person I was 20 years ago, you know? And what that growth, and I'm not saying that in a negative way, right? But just looking at what my thinking more so than anything else.
Yeah.
You know, so for example, a good example of that is now I feel more comfortable talking about, like, working and walking in my spiritual gifts. So as of late, like, I've always known that I could see things. and I think I told you about this before, like I had dreams and I would have dreams and then they would happen. And it used to
Yeah.
freak me out as a kid. It would
Right.
freak me the hell out because I didn't
Right.
know what it was. I didn't understand it. And I was scared to tell anybody.
Right.
And then I told like a few of my friends, you know, when it happened, and in particular when one of my friends had an accident that I dreamt about. Fortunately, in the dream, I woke up too soon and I thought he died, but in real life he didn't die, but he did have the
Mhm.
exact accident I dreamt about, right?
Right.
And as of late, I've been really working on, I guess, honing in on my abilities, right? And seeing things and because I think they are God-given talents, right? Especially for anybody who's listening to this and is into the Bible, you know, we've more or less been taught like, oh, that's witchcraft.
Mm.
But the Bible says that we would do miracles as Jesus did and greater. And that we all have gifts. So anything that we have is a gift because it was created with that in mind. But the question is, how do you use it? Are you using it for good or are you using it for bad? Right.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it witchcraft. If you want to look at it in that perspective, I also no longer look at that perspective, but such is life.
Right. Because
So
I was going to say, I did too until, except for the fact that now I know that witchcraft is not actually evil. And when you talk to Wiccans, you realize they're like, the fuck? Like, yeah, we're not evil people. What the hell? Okay, yet another story,
yeah,
yet another. But I get what you're saying,
yeah,
from a perspective of just using using what you have for good, and that kind of thing. And so, I'm completely agreement with you. So
yeah.
I actually have I have something. Okay. Do you possibly have $12 that you could spare?
Of course.
Okay. So if you can, then yeah, this $12 is about to be your best investment. In
Hmm.
All right, here's why. Because see that dollar right there?
What?
The fuck.
What?
And all
Stop.
I'm
Are you
and
serious?
I if I wasn't serious, if I'm not, my computer is lying to me. Google is lying to me. GoDaddy's lying.
Can we get it for 2 years? Can I like
Oh,
buy
you
it
can.
or for 2 years or
It's
something like that?
it's your world. You could have it. It's your world. You could have it for 3 years and add cheese on that. Like you can. Yes, 100%.
Okay. All right. That's what's up. I'm gonna send you some moolah for that.
Check this out. You ready for this next beautiful thing? Oh, you about to
Uh-huh.
check this out. Why it's great. This is GoDaddy.
Okay.
Why it's great. First thing, men's is a high valuable keyword that has an average price of $2,351. Now,
Wow.
the other reason why I say that's a win is because, as we know, the reason why the value is so high is because it's such a common word that's searched.
Right.
And because it's such a common word that's searched, that means that you actually, that means that this and you with this actually have a high chance of people not only coming across it on purpose because of the fact that it's so straightforward. It is it's easy to remember. It is no crazy spellings. It's straight to the point. Um,
Right. And
but
it's a .com because if
the,
you have to get an off extension, sometimes people forget.
mhm. It's a .com, and so not only are people going to be coming here intentionally, but also unintentionally because men's is a keyword that's searched so high. And then when you add that all together with a woman that knows not only what I'm talking about, but even her mind is even going farther down the funnel and down the path because, yep, you have what I was
I
saying.
love it.
Yep.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Yay. Thank you, Aaron.
Oh my
Look
gosh.
at you. You got me being a whole businesswoman up over here.
Whole businesswoman, right? $12. And, I've done so many searches of different domain names and even come up with some cool domain names. It's one of those things that is kind of, I guess you can say, developing into like a new little side thing where I'll just think of names that come to mind and I'll just search for the domain name. And I'm getting ready to start utilizing this even more, where it's just for pointing a domain to a particular thing. Mm. Oh, you can't hear me? Oh, let's see. Wait a minute. It's interesting.